Hello everyone and welcome you all to the tutorial on Adobe Photoshop. So in this tutorial, I'll be explaining you guys about the workspace and I'll also introduce you all to this particular application and why we use this particular application called Adobe Photoshop. And in particular cases, I'll be telling you guys how we can start working on this and how it's advantageous to us, and also, I'll be telling you guys how we can actually move the icons in our workspace. We'll see about different type of presets, and we'll also learn about different type of layers which we do have here. Okay, how we can actually move our icons, how we can actually change the workspace. I'll show you guys about different type of workspace, what all workspace we can use. So let's get started with the class. So this type of interface will appear in your screen. So as you can see here, once I open this application, here I can see the icon of Photoshop here. And just underneath that, I do have the new file option from where I can create a new file. And if I want to open up a file which I already saved in my system, I can come here and click on open and see here. From here I can just open that particular file which I have worked before or someone had sent me over. It can be in cloud document as well. So after that, here is the home button as you can see, and here I also do have my recent files. And from here, just under the home button, I also do have the learn option. So it's just basically different type of articles by many other designers. So they do have many kind of blogs and articles which they just post here. So using that, we can actually get a lot of idea about how we can work in Photoshop. And here you can see I do have the files option. So here I will have all my files which I have saved here. Okay. And I can also get files from anyone. If someone have sent me over any kind of files to work on, I can click it from here as well. And here I do have the Lightroom Photos option. And if any file which I have deleted before and I just want to recover it or restore it in my system, I can do it from here as well. So let's see how a new file looks. Okay. So from here, you can see I do have the default Photoshop size, which is 16 into 12. Okay. And here I do have my panel here, like the control panel, from where I can choose the color mode, the name and everything, which I'll be just explaining you guys after a few moments. And from here also I can get my saved file as well. Okay, if I have saved any kind of file, I can just view it from here and work from here as well. And after that, I do have the presets. We do have many type of presets here. So for photos, I do have preset here. As I've told you, this is the defaulted preset, like 16 into 12 centimeters. And here for landscape mode, I have 3 into 2. And I can also do it for portrait here. And after that, if I come here, I do have the letter size, the legal size, the tabloid, A4, and many more. For art and illustration, we do have according to the grid, that like the pixel grid. Here we'll have a 1000 pixel grid. If you want to make any kind of poster or postcard, we can make it from here. We can just take directly this preset. And from here, I also do have some way most common presets from here. Okay. After that, I do have some mobile phone presets as well. Okay. Like if I click here, you can see I do have for iPad, I do have for Microsoft Surface Pro 3, for Apple Watch as well. And here, if I want to film a video, so here I do have the presets as well for all that. And if I want to download any kind of templates from Adobe Stock, I can just type it here and I can just search it using the Go button from here. So let's go to recent. Okay, I'll just create one from here. So here you guys can see I already do have this page. Okay, so this is the workspace where I'll be working on Photoshop. Okay, and I know you guys might be thinking that, oh, this looks quite familiar. Okay, so it kind of looks like Illustrator or the interface, and it is from the same company, which is Adobe. So also the InDesign workspace looks the same, but we should not just get confused here because it's not the same work they do, but the interface looks the same. Okay, so here as you can see, I do have the home button here, and which all this I'll be explaining you guys. So first, let's understand here. If I want to move anything on the left hand side, I do have the toolbar. So I can just move it from here. And again, I can move it back using my mouse from here. You can see a bluish color appearing that it will readjust itself in its previous place. So I can do that as well. And in the toolbar, as you can see, I do have another option here, like a button here. You can see two small arrows here. So using that, I can just make it a double line, okay? As you can see, I can make it a double line that I can view all my tools from here. And another thing about this Photoshop is if I just place my cursor or my mouse on top of a particular tool, it will show me actually what it does basically in this. So it will give me a brief idea about how we can actually use that particular tool while working in Adobe Photoshop. Okay. So here, as you can see, what a rectangular marquee tool does. And I also do have the shortcut key for that, which is M in my keyboard. And here you also do have a small description of what it does. Like it makes a selection in the shape of a rectangle. And if I want to learn more about that, I do have my learn more option here. I can click on that and get a few idea of what we can do here. Okay. And here we do have other tools as well. And it does the same thing here. As you can see, by looking at that image, you are getting a brief idea what it can basically do. So now the same way, if I try to move my toolbar from here, and if I try to bring this particular thing from here as well, I can do that. Okay. So if I take this on top, I can readjust the page. As I just selected this size, I can select a different size as well. No problem with that. Okay. So I can just bring it here as well. And suppose now I don't have this particular toolbar here. Okay, I'll just delete this particular toolbar here. And now what I want to do is I want to bring back again my particular toolbar. So what I need to do is, like, I'll just go to Windows from here, and under Windows I do have my workspace button. And the essentials workspace is the defaulted workspace in Photoshop. So here you can see I do have different type of workspace, like how I actually want to settle, or how I actually want to view my workspace where it's comfortable for me to work on. I can view it from here. I can check out different options from here, as you can see. Okay. So again, I will go here on my Windows, go to the workspace as essential was chose. Again, I'll come here, and what I'll do is I can reset essentials. Like I can reset whatever changes I made. So what changes I made here? I just deleted, or just I just cancel that toolbar from here. So if I click on reset essentials, you can see I do have my toolbar again on my page here. And again, I'll just make it this one. And from here, from the workspace, I can also create a new workspace according to my need. And if I want to particularly delete any workspace, I can also delete my workspace from here. And we do have keyboard shortcuts and menus. If I want to lock any particular workspace, I can lock that particular workspace as well. Okay. So let me just give you guys a basic idea about what it is done and what all we do have here. So here you can see I do have the color, the swatches, the gradients, the pattern, and here I do have the width and the height of this particular canvas. Okay, and here I do have the mode, the resolution, whatever fill I'm using. If I want to change the color of my fill, I can choose from here. If I click on OK, you can see I do have a red fill here. Okay. And now again, I'll just go back. I'll just choose a white fill here and I'll click OK. Again, I do have the white fill here. And from here, if I want to custom any particular thing from here, you can see I do have the background, white, black. If I wanted a transparent background, I can have that. If I want to use any background color, I can use that as well. And I do have the option for customization. If I want anything else, I can do it from here. And you can see a particular color have a particular code here as well. And I'll be explaining you guys what all we can do here, just to give you guys a brief idea what all we can do it from here, what all options do I have. So here, let me just go to File and let me click on New. So here I have explained to you guys about the presets. So here what I can do is I can just name my workspace, okay? I can just particularly name what I want to name my page or my work here. So it will be easy for me to just track back, or if I want to find my work here, I can just do it from here as well. And after that comes the width and the height, okay? As my width is 16 here and my height is 12, the orientation for this particular page is now in landscape mode. But if I want to change it to portrait, what I can do is I'll come here. So let me select 10 here, and the height, let me take 24. Okay, so here once I changed the size of this particular page, here you can see the orientation change it to portrait. And here now I can also, I do have the option that I can choose artboard as well. Okay. So before, like, we didn't have the option of artboard. So the workspace in this Photoshop is called canvas. And now I also do have the option of artboard. Like as in Illustrator, we call the workspace as artboard. But now Photoshop have a like developed itself, and now they do have both options, like they do have the artboard as well as the canvas as well. Okay, so here I can choose like in what I want. Okay, like what size. Okay, do I want it in pixels, do I want it in inches, centimeters, millimeter, points, or picas? Okay, this interface is quite similar with InDesign or Illustrator. Like most of the Adobe applications, this front page or the opening page is quite similar. And here, like, why it's quite different from Illustrator, as like this is a raster based software. Okay, so what do you mean by raster based? So it is a dependent on pixel, so it is not vector based, so it is based on pixel. And why do we use Photoshop? Suppose I am taking a picture and I do have a particular picture of myself or anyone, or my client gave me a picture to do the Photoshop or do some editing there. So suppose I do want to change the background color and I do want to change some shading. Okay, I can do it using this. Okay, and it will just enhance the beauty of that particular picture or that particular page. And from here I can actually edit some brochure, or if I'm trying to edit a particular pamphlet, I can do it using this software or this Photoshop. And here, what this resolution basically is, like inside 1 centimeter of space, how many pixels do I have here? Okay. And if I click on this drop down, I can choose from here. As you can see, inside 1 inch, I do have 300 pixels here. Okay. And if I again go to the centimeter, I can go, but let it stay. So hope you guys have actually understood this particular thing about the resolution. And here I also do have the color mode here. Okay, so here I do have the color mode, and under that I do have the bitmap, the grayscale, RGB color, CMYK color, the lap color. So I'll just choose as default the RGB color, and all these things I'll be explaining you guys. in the later stages of the class. And what bit do I need? I can take the 8 bit. And why 8 bit? Because if I am making any kind of JPEG files or PNG file, everyone mostly use this 8 bit, and the one which we the 16 bit or the 32 bits where they use, it's an advanced option. Okay, and here I do have the background content. Okay, so once I just drop down here, you can see I do have the white background. I can also choose the black background. I can choose any kind of background color from here. And if I want a transparent, I can do that as well. If I want a custom, I can custom it from here, as I've already showed you just before some time. And here I do have some advanced options. Here, if I want to choose any kind of color profile, I can choose different color profile from here. And if I want to select the pixel aspect ratio, here I can choose it from here. So these are some advanced options of this Photoshop application. And here you can see I do have the artboard, which I'll be just showing you after some time. So let me just first create a particular workspace here. So here, as you can see, I have chose pixel here, and I have created a particular page or a particular canvas here. Okay, so this is called canvas. And if I just delete this one, I won't save it. I'll again come here to the file. I'll go to new. And from here, what I'll do is I'll just change the width and the height. And from here, I can do it if I just click on this landscape. Here you can see it automatically changed. Now the width is more and the height is less. And my resolution is 300, which is okay. And here now, if I just tick mark on this artboard, you can see if I click on create, here I do have artboard 1. So before we did have this option in Photoshop, now I do have a artboard as well. So here is the artboard 1. I can create another one. Okay, so let me show you guys the difference between a artboard and a canvas. So here under artboard, you can see here on the control panel, under artboard I do have layer 1, and if I want to add a different layer, I can add a different layer as well. But here, if I come to this page particularly, I don't have that option of layering. I just do have the option of background here, and I can lock or unlock this here, as you can see. So here, I hope you guys have understood. So now if I am just creating a new page from here, I'll just unmark this artboard option, and I want it in a width page and everything looks fine here. And I'll just create on this button here. And now I do have my workspace. And from here, like I'll just show you how we can zoom in or zoom out. So what we can do is basically if I just press on control, and if I press on the plus option from my keyboard, I can just zoom in. Okay, and if I want to zoom out using the control, I can just click on the subtract button from here. As you can see, I have just zoomed out using my keyboard. And I can also just zoom in and zoom out using my mouse. First, I need to click on the Alt button from my keyboard, and then I can just scroll here. As you can see, when I'm just scrolling in or scrolling out, you can see this is the like how much I'm zooming. Here it's 105%. And here, if I go to a different layer, using my mouse, I can actually zoom in right here. Okay, I do have that particular option as well. And I can adjust the page from here. Here you can see I do have the workspace here. Okay, so here some of us, what problem we particularly face is many times After creating a particular or designing a particular picture or image, what we tell is like, okay, my picture is like now it's breaking down or the quality is not that great. So for that, always what we need to do is we need to view it using it or keeping it in 100%. Okay, as this is here, as I have named this one as untitled 2, which named it by default. So here, as you can see, as I didn't save any name, it just saved itself by default, like untitled 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will go on like that if I'm not particularly naming any particular page here or the canvas here. Okay, so here what always I want to do is I would view it using my 100% zoom in or zoom out method. Okay, so like that, if we try to work, there won't be any problem once we view our image. And if it looks good in 100%, then there won't be any kind of problem once we try to get the main product, or if you want to print that particular picture or just want to paste it somewhere, the final product would be an issue. So here I do have the artboard here. Okay, and I'll just delete this artboard for now because I don't need it right now. And here, as you can see, I do have it in 105. And if I just zoom out and zoom in, there you can see I do have problem. Like, and if I wanna, here you can see, now I can view it like that. And there is no problem. It's if it's like 1 or 2% less or more, 5, 6%. But to get a better view of what we can do and what we can't. So as you have seen, like I do have this particular page here, and if I come here again in the new section, and now I have just selected this page size and everything from here. Okay, so what I can do is I can save this particular size. Okay, so for that, if I just want to save the preset, I can just click there and I can just save the preset from here. Now you can see I do have that preset. So if the same preset I want to use in my different project, I can do it from here. Okay, now I can have this preset. I just have to click on this, and after that I just have to click on create. I do have the same kind of preset here as well. Here you can see, if I just zoom out, here you can see I do have the same preset here. The size and everything is the same. So I hope you guys have actually understood this introduction class. What I have explained in this class, I have told you guys how we can actually work here, like how we can actually move this toolbar and how we can actually change the workspace. And hope you guys now do have a basic idea about this particular interface. And in every application, I do tell that once we are familiar with the workspace and the application of how actually it works or the total interface, it becomes quite easy for us to work in that application. In that particular application, it becomes quite easy for us to work. So, hope this class was quite clear for you all. And in the next lesson or in the next class, we'll be basically learning about layers. So, here on the right side bottom, you can see I do have the layers bar. So, in next class, we'll be learning about these layers, and it is quite an important option in this application, this Adobe Photoshop. So, we'll be learning about that and hope to see you all in the next tutorial. Take care and goodbye for now.